Guys, welcome back to my channel here at Tbsp Kitchen. So guys, today as you can see we'll be making some homemade cinnamon rolls, and as usual the list of ingredients is in the description so you can just check it out, and let's get cooking. Also today we have a special edition where we have tasters who are going to be tasting at the end of this video, so if you want to see it, be sure to watch out the video. So we start by mixing a quarter cup of milk and a half cup of water together, and we're going to place this in the microwave to heat for about 30 seconds, no longer than that, because we don't want it to be hot, we just want it to be warm. If it's too hot it will kill the yeast. So we pour this in our bowl after it has been warmed, and we stir that, and we're just gonna add a teaspoon of our sugar, and we're going to add our yeast. And we're just gonna mix that, guys, and we're doing this so that we agitate the yeast, and we're just going to rest it aside for 10 minutes to allow the yeast to activate. We call this proofing the yeast. Okay guys, so now that our yeast is ready, as you can see it is puffy and it has bubbles, so we know it's ready. We're just going to add our melted butter. Then we're going to add our sugar, the remaining sugar, and we're just going to give that a whisk. Again guys, the recipe is in the description. Okay, so now we're just gonna add our flour, and we're going to add it proportion by proportion, so we're not going to add all of it at once. So we add some and we're just going to stir that a bit, and guys, once this mixture starts to get thicker I'm going to switch to a wooden spoon. So I'm going to add some more flour and continue to mix that. As you can see, it is getting thicker, so I'm just going to switch to a wooden spoon, and I'm just going to use it to mix that in while I continue to add some more flour. Okay guys, so we're at the point where we're now going to start hand kneading our dough. So we're going to add the rest of the flour, and we're going to hand knead our dough for roughly 8 minutes. So now that our dough is ready guys, we're just going to place it, we're going to leave it in our dish, and we're going to cover it with a cloth for roughly 30 minutes to an hour to allow it to rise. So we're just going to leave it there and allow it to rise. So while our dough is rising, we're going to move on to something else. We're just going to make our filling for the dough. So we're going to add our sugar, and again guys, the list of ingredients for the filling will be in the description. So we add our sugar, we're going to add our cinnamon powder, now that we add our cinnamon, we add our vanilla, and we're just going to stir this mixture until it is a bit dark, until it is ready. So we're just going to stir it guys until you see it becomes the color of the vanilla. Okay guys, it's been roughly an hour and our dough is ready for rolling. As you can see, it has doubled in size, so let's get going. So So we're just going to flour our surface. I also plastic wrapped my surface. You can do that, you don't have to. So I'm going to flour my surface and we're just going to roll our dough. So right about now, we're just going to add some butter to the surface of our dough. So we're going to spread that butter out evenly. As they say, butter is like bacon, it makes everything taste better. So after that, guys, as you can see, we're adding our filling, our sugar, cinnamon, vanilla filling that we made earlier. So we're going to spread that out evenly, and you can add other toppings if you'd like. You can add nuts or raisins or whatever toppings that is pleasing to your taste, whatever toppings you like. I'm just going to add a few raisins. And if you don't want to add any topping, you can just have your plain cinnamon roll. You don't have to add anything apart from your sugar filling. So after that, guys, we're just going to roll our dough, and we're going to use a butter knife just to make some lines on where we're going to make our cuts. And guys, when we're making our cuts, I'm going to use a piece of floss. You can use cooking thread or floss. That is what I'm going to use to make my cuts. If you don't want to use that, you can use a knife, but for cleaner cuts, it's best to use a piece of floss or cooking thread. So now that we have finished cutting our rolls, we're just going to place them aside for an hour to allow them to rise once more. Once they have finished rising, we're just going to coat the top of each cinnamon roll with butter, and then we're going to place them in the oven and allow them to bake for 20 minutes. So while our cinnamon rolls are baking, we're going to move on to making our topping, which is our buttercream icing. So guys, this is just a simple little recipe where we're going to mix our icing powder with our butter, our melted butter. Again, the ingredients will be in the description. So we also add a teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to mix that together and gradually add some milk, teaspoon by teaspoon, until we have it to the right thickness that we want it or that you desire. So I don't want mine to be too thick, I want it to be a bit runny. So I'm just going to add milk until I get it to how I want it. Now that our cinnamon rolls are ready, we're just going to remove them from the baking tray and plate them and add our topping, which will be our final ingredient. So we have plated our cinnamon rolls, guys, so we're just going to add our topping. Okay guys, so today we have a bonus to the video. We actually have sisters today, so that's Sham over there and this is Sasha. So then we're gonna taste it and make me know if my thing turn up. Yeah, make me know if my thing turn up. So let's go, guys.
Yeah, have a buzz.
No, have a buzz. It is the buzz. So no, something turn up. Yeah. So guys, remember to follow this recipe and you can make your homemade cinnamon rolls. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell the people them to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Make sure you guys subscribe.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Alright guys. Peace out.
You into me like I'm into you. Do you wanna do the thing?